Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my Iron Flame journey.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider, here to help the second year. Just a quick note, this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death, and so will this podcast. There's scary stuff happening. There's violence. There is violence. It's just
definitely
accidental violence, but that's okay.
Great. Apologize in advance, because my voice is a little bit funny.
Yes.
I don't really know why, but if it sounds a little weird or a little quiet, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Today we are discussing chapters 42 and 43. Last episode ended on just another big cliffhanger when the venin popped out of the chest or whatever it is. Yeah. And was, ready to fight Violet, I guess.
I mean, it just pops out and it's like venin. And you're like, oh, that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Chapter 42, the blurb at the top says, though her extraordinary signet allows her to extend the wards around herself and her dragon, Cadet Sorengale lacks the consistent ability to produce her own wards without extreme emotional distress. I'm sorry to report I doubt this ability will develop in time. I had such hopes for her. And this is from Professor Carr, General Sorengale.
So she can technically produce her own wards. It's not that she can't, it's just that she has to do it with extreme emotional distress.
Yeah.
So I was like, this will be relevant.
Well, this one and the next one, I'm like, I don't know if Violet has read these.
She was a cadet. While her sister was a cadet, where was Violet?
Hanging out her mom's
just
office,
hanging out,
maybe?
Just hanging out.
No, in the
around.
archives, probably.
But hanging out around the college. So I mean, I don't know.
I know we can stretch it. The next one's also could be stretched.
Yeah, it's like not impossible, but it is probably unlikely unless we learn at some point that Violet loved to look through her mom's things.
Yeah, we don't have any inclination. I mean, any sign of that right now.
Yeah, or that as a scribe in training, kind of.
Maybe she saw some of the letters coming through.
Yeah, she was being given.
Although this is letters literally from the professor in the same building, basically.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say in addition to that was the line I had such hopes for her is so. How do you explain this? Just kind of gross. It just sounds so again, this is Carr and how he just sees people for their signets.
Her power isn't enough, and it's
we can't just be how amazing are you? Why can't we? Anyway.
Yet he doesn't even train Violet properly, so it's you're just bad at your job.
The other thing I was going to ask is when you read this, did you think, oh, good, Mira's going to do something with her signet?
Yes.
In this chapter.
Yes.
I mean, you never know with these blurbs. They sometimes don't come out for we don't even, some of them I don't think of.
Sure, but they're fighting a venin right now.
You're I better come out. And they're down there and the venin has popped out of this chest and there's 4 guards, possibly.
Yes, it sounds like it.
That were down there. You think that he would have told them that the minute you open those doors, run? Because
yeah, it doesn't seem like they knew what was going to happen. They did not know what was
coming out of here.
Which is also messed up. I mean, this guy obviously sucks, but this...
Obviously. Anyways, Mira's never seen a venin, so this is a crash course for her.
Yeah.
Violet yells at the guards to move and then tells Mira to get out of there, which is just a waste of breath. This is your sister. Are you crazy? And she's not leaving. But Mira does throw a knife because, again, she has not been trained on how to fight venin. And she throws a knife that won't hurt him. And so now Violet's great, now he has a knife. He didn't have one of those before.
Us.
Yeah, those knives will hurt us.
Yeah.
Also, she does shoot lightning and hit the chest, which was the target she thought she would build to hit.
I literally was I don't think this will count, but technically.
She hit the target, except for it's not the target. I know. That's so funny.
Also, it says something interesting about the chest here, doesn't it?
The iron chest?
It says...
I'm so drawn to it.
Yeah, and I said, also, is the chest made of an alloy? An iron alloy.
Good point. It does seem weird that she mentions as drawn to it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Because this chest was supposed to be, such an amazing gift to, a thing that Xanden's father gave away as a part of this deal, so it clearly holds more value than just being an iron chest,
Yeah, and we do find out later that it also holds suspended in the air something.
A venin. Well, yeah, but that's only because...
No, the chest itself holds suspended whatever object you put in it in the air.
So it is an alloy then. It has to be, if the definition of alloy is magic and metal
Yeah,
meld together. The one that we made up.
Definition we've made up, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I would like to also point out how big it is, because in order to hold a venin in the airway, he can't touch anything.
It has to be bigger than
A person spread it out.
Yes.
Reaching up in all angles.
They need to stop calling it a chest.
It's not chest.
It's an armoire, like a big
one. Okay. These are the important things you've come to this podcast for. So, Xaden is like about to come rescue her, and she's just like, no the fuck way. Like, we need this luminary. You're not going to ruin it by running to my rescue.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, which is kind of surprising, to be honest.
Pretty surprising.
Yeah.
But I guess he did just get chewed out for protecting her too much.
I know. No. I still think I would have my shadows at the ready, just like, a foot from her heads, just ready to snatch her as needed.
Yeah, to be fair, it did say you could step foot on the field. I don't know why he couldn't use his shadows to help her.
Well, because that would just ruin this whole thing right here.
Because we need her to be a badass on her own.
That's right. We do. So she tells Mira that only the alloy hilted daggers can kill him. We then see the venin kill a guard.
Yeah.
It's funny, when she was like cutting a strip off of her dress, I was so confused.
Yeah, but it was to tie her
and
hair
then
back.
She was tying her back. I was like, what am I missing? Did I forget something important? Like, no, she just
also,
needs her
like,
hair back.
The way that she's dressed and her hair being down and stuff, it's like someone, maybe just the...
Takaris?
Yeah, maybe just a Viscount, but at least he knew that she would be fighting a venin tonight, and yet was
he offered these...
I'll go get dressed up.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Like, maybe not first. No, now we're gonna make you fight in your beautiful dress that gets ripped up. Yeah. And then no.
What is the point of the dress? I'm really like...
There are better ways to do this, Takaris. Like,
if you're gonna
feed
be bad...
them first, or maybe let her fight in her fight leathers, then send her to get dressed up, and then feed her, and then talk to her. No.
Yes.
I think at that point they weren't willing to sit and have a nice meal with him at that point.
Oh, no. I'm
sure they were
definitely
just like,
refused that.
Like that. Send us with some cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so the venin has killed this guard, right? And Mira is freaking out a little bit because she's never seen this stuff. Taryn is on his way. And he's gonna get there just in time as usual, but or just after time, depending on how you want to look at it.
Oh, just in time for her plan.
For this, yeah. So she's just like wielding like crazy and not hitting the venin. So the fact that she did hit that chest could very well just be like exactly like somehow it was pulling it towards that.
Yeah, it's so interesting too, the way that she's describing what she's doing with her power. It definitely seems like she heard 0 words Felix had said to her.
I think since she hasn't practiced it enough.
I know.
Under pressure, she's just doing what she can do.
She's like, okay, I'm going to open the well of my power as big as possible. And it's like, what? No. Try precise aim. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Like, I do truly wonder if she was like, okay, I can use 100% of my power, but instead I'm going to use 10% and the other 90% is going to be used
actually trying
aiming.
to
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know how it works well enough, but I'm like,
Now, the Dark Wielder wasn't really letting her sit and take the time. She was freaking out. So we do have to take that in account. But he recognizes her. So this must be, hasn't been in this chest for too long. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's been a prisoner for years, because he's like, oh, you're the one who commands the sky, how I'll be rewarded when I return you. I always wonder how they do act like they're gonna try to bring her to their sage, but at the same time they also seem like they're trying to kill her, and I never understand.
Well, didn't the sage say, or the woman venin that she fought was like, oh, I can't wait to kill you and like look into your brain and find out where all that power comes from or something?
Yeah, but you desiccate them and they become husks of...
Maybe he will just get it to her close enough to make her drop and then pull back before
and not keep sucking it all out.
Yeah, I guess.
It's so weird. I'm very confused about that, because he does seem to think he's going to bring her in here.
Yeah, but
and then later he's like, never mind, let me just try to kill you all.
Yeah, well, who knows?
So he thinks he's going to be rewarded when he returns with her. And then Mira is like, well, here I was thinking I was the only Sorengale with a reputation beyond the border.
Yeah.
Now Violet asks him, buy your sage, while she's telling Xaden that she needs more of these aloe oh my gosh, the daggers. Yeah. So anyways, she says, buy your sage, and then he says, which sage, right?
Yeah.
So I guess is that information just to give us that there's more than one sage? Okay, cool.
And to confirm that there is a sage, because wasn't she just guessing?
No, the woman venin who fought with her said my sage. She was guessing that a sage is one that teaches them.
Okay.
She thought her mind, oh no, my God, they fucking have teachers too. Which if you look up the definition of sage, it's a wise person, right? Well, I mean, you can get like lessons from a sage for sure, but it's not a guarantee that a sage means they're going to be a teacher.
Right.
Okay, so Xaden says behind you, and then she looks back, and he's obviously thrown two daggers behind her so she can get to him, which was very smart. Okay, so she tries to throw a dagger. It sinks into his side. Okay, so they don't get killed upon contact. They have to be killed with the dagger.
Yeah.
This is just hurting him. It does cause more pain than the other one that was thrown at him.
Yeah.
She makes note here that she has to, pay attention to the downward pressure of the rain, so... which is helpful.
Seems like a rookie mistake.
It does.
Not really, but also like pressured situations.
The other thing too is so the venin. So we know that they have some lesser magics. They can move objects. Well, the venins can as well. He literally threw the chest at them, right?
Yeah.
The next chapter, she tries to stop the boulder, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She can do this. Why does she never do this?
I don't know. I feel like when you open up your characters to having too many powers, you could forget about them sometimes. I feel like this happens in Harry Potter all the time.
Oh,
when you're reading,
100%.
where it's like, really? Like, why especially like when you're watching, when the children are watching the adult wizards do things, and it's like, if they know all the spells, why are they doing it like this? Or why aren't they doing this? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
For them not to use it way more often.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's always moments in those kind of books where you're like, and you could have just used magic, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe that's all it is. We just don't get a lot of her day-to-day activity to see her using, lifting things or moving things.
Closer to her when she's researching.
Yeah, or maybe she's also like, I'm not going to use my magic for that, because that's lazy, which is okay.
Sure.
Okay, so anyways, back to this. The chest hurls towards them. They, drop to the ground. Two daggers also pin her dresses to the side, which again is he bad aim or is he trying to stop her, right?
I think he's trying
but
to
she's
pin
also
her
wearing,
to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
He's not trying to kill her at that moment. He could have just, do you know what I'm saying? He threw the daggers anyways. Well, of course, that's not going to hold her down because she's wearing silk. She just rolls over and it tears.
Yes.
So now she's got less clothes on than she did before. I don't know what she looks like.
Honestly, when she's talking about how annoying this dress is, and now the dress is wet, and now the dress is being torn, and I'm just like, it might be awkward, but maybe
take your dress off.
Just fight naked. I mean, if it's a hindrance to the point you think your dress is gonna kill you.
Does she rip her dress up? Because I was just reading another book where the heroine ripped her dress because she had to run. So I'm not sure which ones I was reading.
No, I think it just rips.
Being able to rip hems is so much easier in books than it is in real life, everybody. Have you ever tried to?
Well, maybe
just rip something off your shirt to stop someone's dying,
Yeah, your shirts
wound.
do not come apart that easily, but maybe the sewing is worse in other universes.
Maybe. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so Brennan shows up.
Yep. Yay.
Yeah, so now she's got both her siblings out there. So she's like, great, we're going to all die at the same time.
Right.
And so I guess Brennan's allowed to go down there, but not Xaden. I guess, I don't know. I think Xaden's just too powerful. Brennan can mend and that's about it, right?
He only said Xaden can't come. He didn't say that no one can interfere or anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The rain is coming down so hard, so they actually can't even see him. There's a moment here where she can't even see him. She's, looking for him.
Yeah.
Karen is almost there. She's, saying, we have to keep him here in the field because they can drain the whole place because she hasn't yet discovered what we discovered later about the stone. And then he does finally show up through the rain, basically, and then drops down on his knees and goes to touch the floor, which is her nightmare, her consistent nightmare right now.
Terrifying.
Oh, it literally says that. My worst nightmare is seconds away. And she says she's so sorry to them. And I guess she gives up. I don't know, but Brennan doesn't because he's like, Mira, you better fucking shield. And she's like, I can't. And he's like, yeah, you can. Talk about emotional distress, right? This is the moment.
Yeah.
So obviously she shields. We get this exchange between her and Xaden where she says, I love you. And he says, you will live.
Also,
See, I feel like at that moment, Xaden
shadows,
would not let her.
It says shadows stream toward us, but they won't make it.
Oh.
So at that point, he is casting his power.
I was a little intense at this point. I missed that.
Yeah. So he is casting his powers, but of course of course, he can't actually interfere plot-wise, so they won't make it.
So yeah, so Mira does put up the shield. She does collapse from it, but the whole field is dead except for this tiny circle that they occupy. But then she looks and everyone else is alive because she realizes the stone was quarried from Breivik, from east of the Dunes River. And then she realizes.
Says. Yeah. I realized it right then too because they mentioned it once before, and my only thought was, oh, they must have picked up the stone when they picked up the venin because they're both
in that area.
The Barrens. But then when she said it a second time, and of course, like after seeing what happened, I was like, oh, that's why they picked it up there, because it has already been drained.
Yeah, because the Barrens, as far as we understand, is completely drained land. So that means everything's been drained of whatever they can already get out of it, which is fascinating that this guy thought of that.
Yes.
Like, he's like, let's create a space.
Well, he gives them this book that's full of, like, all the information they have about venin, so clearly they have a lot way more. I mean, of course they have way more than the people who have been sheltered and told us all a lie the entire time.
They've been living the closest. I mean, there's bordering this land, so I guess they've had plenty. They know how to, obviously, I mean, he talks about it later. He has captured more than that venin before, so somehow they capture venin.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because you can't touch them.
Yeah.
But that's cool. So yeah, so she's realized that the stone, you know, whatever, the spectators aren't going to all die, which could have helped her to know that earlier because she was freaking out a little bit about that. Yeah. So Brennan says to her, if you can't strike him with lightning, we're going to have to get close enough to engage. You can't take both of us because Mira's also unconscious.
Oh, yeah.
She's kind of noticing, is this where she's noticing there's water everywhere?
Well...
Yeah, I think so, because she does tell him that to get Mira to the steps, you'll be safe. Like, she has.
Oh yeah, she says the idea hits scanning the flooded field.
Yeah. So Brennan is first not listening to her, but she's literally like, "I need you to trust me. Get our sister to the steps." And she's like, I know what I'm doing. Run. Aiden wants to know what the fuck she's doing. But she's like, shh, I'm concentrating. Like, come on, people, stop talking to her. She's like, literally.
But also the words, I'm concentrating. You couldn't have said, I will strike the ground. Water's conductive.
Or how about this? Taryn already knows what she's thinking. He tells Sigale. Sigale tells Aiden.
Well, maybe Taryn's also concentrating.
On flying to her?
On getting the timing right?
I guess so. Okay, fine. So it's just her and the venin, and he says you'll be quite the prize. To think you'll bring a dragon with you. See, he's taking her alive.
Yeah, because otherwise Taryn would not go with her.
He says you can't be parted for long, right? So he's thinking if I take you,
what did he think was sucking the ground then? That is interesting.
Maybe he was gonna somehow manage to get all the way to them and then just like tap Brennan's toe and tap Mira's toe and leave her toes free.
We don't know how accurate they can be. Maybe that's possible.
Anyways, I don't feel like I don't know. Like, feels like they're just sucking, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I have no clue. All right. She thinks here, and I don't know if you picked this up before or if it was said very clearly before, but the female she killed on Taryn's back watched her fighting style and instantly adapted. So she's realizing she has to, like, she can't do anything. She can't start fighting him right now because he will just adapt to her fighting style.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's always an interesting thing when I realize that. Okay, good. So we don't know what's going to happen, but Taryn does. He says, I don't need to stress the importance of timing, do I? And she's like, my timing will be perfect. And he says, I expect nothing less. So she throws daggers at the venin the same time as saying now to Taryn. So the minute she sees that it sliced through his boots and pinned his feet to the ground, she whips her arms out to her side. I'm doing a thing. I'm showing everybody what it looks like. Everybody can't see me. And she releases all of her power. So she basically electrocutes the ground, but Taryn has to pick her up at the same time so she doesn't electrocute herself.
Yes.
And then through the ground, it electrocutes the venin.
And, like, had to...
Because she doesn't know how to aim.
Right. Had to pin him to the ground so he couldn't just, like, jump up? I guess.
Sure. I mean, just make sure, extra sure that he's staying there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the venin shrieks in agony, falls dead. There we go. She did it. And I think she says, no, I don't know who says to who, you cut it close. Taryn says it to her.
Taryn says it to her.
Oh, yeah, because then she rolls her eyes.
Yeah, which is ridiculous and funny.
Yeah, well, of course. So the other three dragons are all already, like, kind of standing around this group of people who are watching and already being intimidating and, like, you fucking fucked with our humans, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Taryn
Taryn
put us
says...
all in danger. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the venin can't, like, suck dry the rocks, but could he just walk? Like...
I don't know. They may have had so many other... Who knows what other weapons were all trained at him. Look, they could have crossbows bolts with that. I don't know what they have.
Yeah.
Anyways, Taryn says, I will devour anyone who makes a move against you. My patience has ended. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, geez.
I don't know about the devouring part, but the patience for sure. And so she's like, okay, I'll warn them. But he drops her off. He then, puts himself in a particular place that makes him look very intimidating and lets everybody know that, don't fuck with my rider.
Yeah.
And Brennan and Mira walk with her to through the crowd to where Takaris is. And so we get this view of them splitting, everybody moving out of the way until the last people move out of the way.
Yeah.
And because Brennan says right before this, we're not the ones you should be concerned for. And she sees Xaden is holding Takaris up with shadows and basically choking him to death up in the air with his feet dingling.
Yeah.
He's being hung.
Yeah.
By shadows at this point.
Very much so.
She has to basically say, I'm fine. I'm here. She touches his body. She has to get through this complete whatever he's going through right now. He's a little bit, intense.
Yeah.
He's intensely in this moment, is not listening to anyone about letting Takaris go. So she tells him to loosen his grip. He can't answer questions if he's dead. And she like I said, she kind of touches his body, whatever. She lets him know physically she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I love when she says, if you put Xaden in that kind of danger, I'm not sure I would be as merciful.
Right. And then he's like, you call that mercy? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Xaden is definitely mad right here. But Violet has questions. She says, you quarried the stones from east of the Dunas River, the land that borders the Barrens. It has already been drained of magic. She didn't ask, actually. She just said, and he says, yes. And then she said, you built a pit for them, which means you've captured more than just that one. And he says, I'll tell you everything we know. Just let me down. He didn't answer her, but I figure the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And it explained that they kept him feeding for days. Okay. Because of that. Yeah. So that's why we find out the test holds items placed inside and suspended in midair. And he says, Zane's like, I don't need you to tell me things I already know.
Yeah.
So then he lets go of Takaris, who of course slams into the patio.
Oh, he does say we were able to keep that one. So maybe that is an indication that he has taken more than one.
Yeah. But Xaden has really taken this as this is you being mad at me for refusing to marry your niece or whatever.
Yeah.
This is how he takes it. He's taken it very personally. And he says, if you ever want to have words about why I severed that alliance, then you come from me. Violet is beyond your reach. If you so much as look her direction with anything but the utmost kindness and respect, I'll kill you without a second thought and let Serena take her place as your heir.
At least Kat's not his heir. That's all that made me think.
Right, but probably after Serena, right?
Well, yeah.
Maybe. There's another cousin. We did find that out because they mentioned something about another cousin. And they said
the one that's at the
maybe
front lines.
Mira would be his type.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
The one who flies with the Nightwing.
Sure. Is that it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so right now we know Serena is the heir, the next one in line after him.
I feel like I have to agree with Xaden here because this could have been done so much differently. If he could have been like, hey, I want to see Violet kill a venin, and then we'll talk with the luminary. He could have been upfront about that from the beginning. He could have been like, yeah, you're not going to fight in your dress.
Totally. He's probably got this all worked out in his head. He's first of all, he entertainment for all of his nobles hanging around watching because that's what he does. He obviously entertains. And then second of all, he's like, I want to see her when she's not prepared.
And I am mad at Xaden.
And I'm mad at Xaden. That might be really all it is.
Yeah.
But Takaris, I always say it wrong every time, or differently every time. He nods, and then Xaden says apologize. And she's
which makes me think of Taryn making Varish apologize.
I know, she's like, oh my gosh, it's fine. You don't have to go too far. But then Xaden says, you do not take punishments designed for me. So then Takaris says, you have my most sincere apology, Violet Sorrengail. Now, where does this leave us, Ryerson? And then now they negotiate. So yeah, we knew this. They weren't just going to get the luminary just because she hit the target. It was like, good, you did this. Now we can negotiate, right? Yeah. So it's an hour later. They've been changed. They are fed. I missed this line. Oh, we're fed and changed.
Okay, good.
They probably didn't eat with them. They're now sitting at the cleared dining table with Takaris, Kat, Serena, and a bunch of other people. They're all unarmed except for Xaden and Violet, which is weird the way she words this, but whatever. She's like, but our sickness make it so we're never defenseless. And
so I'm like, so you're
also armed? Yeah. Like,
or
what?
Is that what you meant?
Because it almost sounds like it should say every person in the room is unarmed, including us, but we're not. That's what it sounds like, but it's saying with the exception of us.
Or Or it's saying, like, they weren't told to disarm themselves because it's like, it doesn't matter if you're armed or not, you're just as
maybe
lethal.
That's what it's trying to say.
It is a little confusing. But this is my favorite line, which is, Xaden has had one hand on her since leaving the patio. It's amazing I managed to get into my flight leathers. I'm just imagining her trying to get dressed like Xaden. Can you please, Xaden, I need to get dressed. Okay, here's my, okay, touch the top of my head, just please.
Wait, not the top of my head. I gotta get my shirt over my head. Okay, touch the bottom of my foot.
This is really funny.
That is funny. Yeah. Okay, so Takaris is going to present his offer first, okay? And he basically says, your power is astounding, duh. And you're still untrained. Just think of what you'll be in a few years from now. And then he basically, so at this point, she's getting a little bit like angry, and she looks at Kat and says, stay out of my head or I'll start wielding inside.
Yeah.
But Kat just kind of like, I don't know, she's just like like she's still kind of trying to figure out how to mess with this.
She's like hoping to get her too angry that she does something dumb, something reckless, says the wrong thing. Ugh, yeah, she's the worst.
So here we find out what we kind of already suspected with the Viscount. He says, do you know why I'm such a successful collector? I have a gift for knowing what it is people want, what motivates them to give up their treasures. And then she thinks it's Varish's opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, our signets really aren't that different from mind work.
Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like this is just the author, like, confirming, like, okay, yeah, they're not that different. In case you're like, it kind of seems like they do have their own types of signets. She's like, yeah, I mean, like, it's different, but it's not different. I think we're just
calling something different.
Yes, it's different, but it's not different.
It's like
the writers...
Yeah.
And the flyers consider it different, but in reality, it's not that different. Except for the fact that I just don't think they can develop the very powerful ones.
Whatever they develop is strictly mind related. Like Rhiannon's power of moving something doesn't sound like it's something they do.
But considering lots of writers have powers that are mind related, then in that way it's not so different. Like there could be, like, we learned the truth sayer one already, and now this is like an opposite to Varish, and then we could even have like memories, kind of like something like Dane where they can see your memories. Something,
and Kat can take whatever you're feeling and get it more. So that's definitely going along with what we were saying earlier. Anyways, he says to her, I think you and I could strike a deal if you consider that I could deliver your wildest dreams. And she's like, well, what do you think my wildest dreams are? And he says, peace. Not for you, of course. That's not what motivates you. It's peace for the people you love. Peace for him, and points to Xaden. And so this does kind of get her a little bit, because she gets shaky here, and she says, I'm listening. So he basically is saying, like, spend a few years as his personal guard. She calls it guard dog, but that's fine.
Yeah, which is still monitoring the war.
Yeah, monitoring the riderless wyvern they've been flying over. So I guess they've been flying around, like, it's mentioned twice here. Like, kind of like looking for things, scouting. Reporting back. Yeah, scouting, there's the word.
Yeah.
And then later he'll send her off with Xaden and whoever she loves and dragons to some island.
Sure.
Yeah, and she's like, wow, so you want me to be a coward, basically. She says, running away from the continent to whatever land you've secured from the Devrelli isn't going to help the people I like or the ones I don't even know. It's just running away. He missed the fact that she does care about others, but she cares about all of them.
Yeah.
Can you secure all of us?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I want peace for everyone I care about, but that's the entire continent.
No, she would literally be in this island having nightmares about all the children dying on the continent while she's not doing anything about it. It wouldn't work.
You could never do that.
Yeah. So he says, even if I give the luminary to Tyrandor, word spread quickly that Navarre let your cadets go without so much of a drop of blood spilled, though I do wonder why that is, don't you? And she's like, yeah, every day.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Brennan says dragons owe you no explanation here. It didn't make any sense to me.
Huh.
Yeah, if anybody wants to check it out, it's like...
Maybe he's trying to say, I mean, we know that the dragons are involved in these choices as well, right?
Yeah,
because word spread quickly that Navarre let your cadets go. So
he's saying that it's the dragons that let them go.
The dragons were like the Imperium. I guess at that point was like, yes, everyone can split, but it's going to be a peaceful split. We're not going to fight, and maybe them influencing their writers in that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not told that anywhere else. So if that's what we're trying to communicate with this one sentence, it's kind of weird. It does seem a little bit like maybe in her editing something was taken out that wasn't explained, or a line or something.
Kind of explain. They said like the dragons can make the choice for you. Like we've heard that multiple times.
That's true.
So maybe the dragons who didn't tell their cadets the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like, just let them go. It's not worth our time. Like maybe they were kind of trying to influence their cadets into just let all of them go.
I think the dragons for sure had something to do with it, but the way he said it, Brennan's response, this guy doesn't even know dragons that much. Like it didn't make any sense. It seemed like he was talking about a whole nother subject, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Takaris hands Xaden a book, yeah, and he says everything we know about the Dark Wielders, right? Oh no, it's to Brennan. He gives it send over to Brennan. So it's some book that, of course, now Violet is like, gimme. She wants it right now. But he said, but I never said I would give you the luminary if she wielded. I said we would enter discussions.
Right, which we know. We knew that, but I guess Violet wasn't paying enough attention. Which I'm like, Violet, come on, pay attention.
I know. Yeah, she thinks to herself, you have to be fucking kidding me. And then she's like thinking how mad she is and everything. She's like worried about it. She thought should have brought the conduit with her.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, like she was literally told by Felix to just keep using it.
I know.
She's learning. Listen. So much has happened. She got distracted. Okay. Okay, so they're like, okay, let's just discuss. What do you need? You need weapons. That's what we're offering. And Brennan's like, the luminary is useless here, which we've been saying from the beginning.
Jeez.
But we'll put it to use supplying your drifts with the weapons they need for the venin that you can't capture. Okay, so Takaris is like, fine, weapons are good. And also you take 100 flyer cadets that I've given shelter to. And you take them with you when you take the luminary.
To Arisha. To be trained to work together.
I love how Violet completely is ready to say no fucking way, keep the luminary after everything she's done.
I know.
Because she's like, cat?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It's so funny when at the end she's literally like, there's no way. And I'm like, girl.
You did
everything to get here.
Maybe she thinks there's another offer because this was the second offer. So
That's
maybe she's
true.
thinking the third one's better. Yeah, this is like frustrating to like, oh god, we have to take these people back, and I mean we don't like them and they don't like us, but the point he makes about like
teach them to work together.
Yeah, like that's what's gonna make a difference in the war and stuff. Like working together. It's very true.
It's very true.
It's very true. Like if you have the same enemy, unite against the enemy. Don't be working separately. That's just dumb.
Especially when you find out that, like, okay, no, it's not that. I mean, Navarre was definitely an enemy to Promiel because they literally closed the borders and said, "Hi, I'm sorry that you're dying." So that in that way they were enemies. They weren't going out of their way to kill Promiel people, but that definitely was an enemy. But then the Navarian people were being told that the Promiel people were like killing their, were like, I mean,
they were attacking villages.
But they weren't told why. So to them, these guys were just a bunch of assholes that were killing them, right? We do have this situation where both of them have been very mad at each other for years, but because of the venin, ultimately.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and also they each have something that the other doesn't. Like Promish citizens, they have the knowledge of the venin, like way more up close and personal knowledge of how they work, how they move, how they fight, as well as like battle experience. And the Navarians have wards and a luminary now.
Better,
a luminary that can be doing something instead of just sitting in someone's castle.
And they have powerful signets, and they have dragons who are like the size of 3 of their griffins. So, yeah.
So
they coming together is very smart.
Yeah, but it is. Even I was like, oh god, I don't want to take them.
We do find out the griffins don't fare well in the altitudes or whatever, but they can adjust, as Brianna and I know, because we lived in a very high altitude. Yeah. Well, not as high as what they were saying. We lived in like 8,000 feet, right? And people would come visit and they had to adjust. We've seen this occur.
That's definitely different than the peak of a mountain range.
But they were talking about like 12,000 feet somewhere in the next chapter.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, the flying is different.
Yeah, that's different. So she thinks to herself, train with griffin flyers, take Cat back to Arisha. I would rather face down a dozen venin, unarmed, without Terranor and Darn. So yeah, there's a conversation here about how you can't fly them to Terrandor, but there is actually a way to get them there. Which we find out. Serena's like, we'll take the shot. This is the best way. This is the best thing for us to do. We need to do something. I guess they're just sitting there in this not easily defendable space,
Yeah.
So Takara says, this is my offer. Take it or leave it. And while Violet's thinking there's no way, Brennan's like, done. As long as each flyer we take brings a crossbolt with them. And then she thinks, I'm going to throttle my brother.
Yes. I was like, okay, I made this guess here that hasn't come true yet, but there's a hint that I'm like, maybe I'm on the right track. I guess that Cat will befriend Violet's friends for bad reasons. Like, Because we've seen her use her powers to, like, whatever, in like a mean way, but what would happen if she took a little bit of kindness or sympathy and basically made you feel like you liked her so much and that she's like your best friend. Anyways, and then she ends up being like paired with Rhiannon, and I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna do it to Rhiannon, and then Rhiannon's gonna be like, I don't really see your deal with her. Like, she seems fine. Like, she seems nice. And Matt's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind.
I feel like if anybody understood her mind work so well, that would make it so hard to know whatever you feel around her. Can you imagine, like, being her boyfriend and being like, do I actually love you?
This was like a whole plot in the TV show Wednesday. Because there was like that siren, and then her and her boyfriend got into like a big fight because he was like, how do I even know that I actually like you? Or you're just like,
I feel like that's somewhere else too in some other books I've read. This is something that's come up. Same kind of idea, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I think she's going to do, because obviously she's going to be a menace, but if she just comes in like being a giant menace, then everyone's just going to hate her.
Yeah.
That's not going to work very well for her.
I mean, she's very hateable.
And she likes to make Violet's life terrible. Yeah. So that's what I would do. I would be like, great,
let's turn
all of her friends against her slowly.
Okay. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in chapter 43. Blurb on the top. From the dangerous waves of the Arctile Ocean to the lowest plains of the Tirandor Plateau, the cliffs of Draeler rise to over 12,000 feet in places, making them unflyable by griffins.
There's the 12,000.
There it is. While there are 3 well-carved paths within Navarre to ascend the plateau, along the Croveland border exists only one, and it is deadly to both griffin and flyer because there's traps set everywhere.
Yeah.
And it says, do not attempt under any circumstance, this is all the one of those books I was saying too, like, I don't know if she's read because it's the tactical guide to defeating dragons.
Yes. So unless these guys brought their school books
and she's like looking through it because she's, Violet.
Well,
and she
like she could, like, I don't think that she's particularly read each one before the chapter itself takes place. Like, this could be like something she's going to read.
Could also be stuff that Jasenia found.
Could be stuff that she read in.
What did you like about this do not attempt under any circumstances line?
That they're definitely going to attempt it, obviously. So I said that my guess is a secret tunnel. So that was my first guess.
Well, they would have liked that so much more.
Yeah. Well, I thought it could be dangerous because, like, spelunking or, like, cave explorations can be dangerous enough without altitude.
Especially with griffins trying to walk through and knock things over.
It's like the cave could collapse on you. You could have to go through really tight spaces where you feel like you're going to die. There could be not enough oxygen. You never know. But anyways, and looking at the map, I looked at the map. Oh, I'm so irritated myself because it says the Madaro Pass, and that's on the border. So I assume
it even shows this, if you look really closely, very tiny white lines. Oh.
So I was like, okay, the Madaro Pass, and that's why I was like, it's probably a tunnel. It's going to be a tunnel through the mountain.
You missed
and then if you look closer,
they're very light. Because it does even say that it's hard to really even see this pass. It's not very noticeable.
Yeah.
Now, funnily,
the letters
because I'm
like
not,
over it.
I'm not the map person, but I did look and find it.
Yeah. Well, once they explained what it was, I looked back and then I saw the path, and then I was like, I could have guessed it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is a few days later, right? They have
these 2 chapters are like such different chapters.
Totally. I know we literally end the whole going to Takaris, Venin, whatever.
And we're getting
the luminary, and now we're starting this whole new thing, and it's leaving you in the middle of a cliffhanger again.
Of magnitude.
I know. Like, several things are happening. Too many things are happening.
Yeah.
So 3 nights ago, they delivered the luminary.
Yes. Yay. I was like, they do have it.
Yes.
Because Thank
goodness. And I bet you Taryn carried it.
Probably.
While insulted.
I remember I guessed at first, they're not going to leave with the luminary. But then when she fought the venin, I was like, well, they better leave with the luminary. So
yes,
they did.
Thank goodness they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they have gotten everyone together. They're down at the bottom, right, looking up the cliffs, and she sees these series of ledges and switchbacks, right, carved in that she says looks like it's like literally only suitable for a mountain goat.
Yeah.
Definitely not a griffin. And she's like, it's no wonder the Madero Pass has been kept secret, because it was a secret.
Yes. And I was like, I just said not a secret from the readers, though.
Oh, yeah, because we found out from the beginning. It wasn't like some kind of...
But yeah, because I went through the map and noted everything that was newly added.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I was like, that was something new that wasn't there on the last book.
Obviously, it's kept a secret because they don't want the griffin or anybody to come up that way, but it also had a ton of traps all over it, so...
Yeah, I think that maybe the Navarians wanted it to be a secret so that they weren't scared that the Perovish people are coming to get them.
I guess
and the Perovish people, because of this reason up here, wanted it to be a secret So people will get desperate enough to attempt it and then die.
Yeah, because, well, see, that's true. That's true, because in that book that's about defeating dragons, they're literally saying that there's...
It just says there is a way.
Yeah.
There's only one, but it's deadly, don't attempt it. So they don't say, it's the Madara Pass, it's right here.
Yeah. We get a lot of Vizia. I'm assuming that's how you say her name, everybody.
Yeah.
Vizia.
Definitely made me think she was going to die.
Right? Because suddenly, like, out of nowhere, we're just getting Vizia, and you're just like...
Can't wait for her to fall off a cliff.
What's happening now?
Anyways,
yeah, I know, it's funny. So we just have basically the whole squad is there, and so there's little conversations going on. Vizia's like, you gotta be kidding, that's not a trail, it's a death trap. And Rhiannon's like, I'm pretty sure he's serious or we wouldn't all be here. And then Ark is like, what the hell does he expect us to do besides climb with them? And then Riddick's like, catch them if they fall off. And then Imogen, it's just letting us know that everyone's here, right?
Yeah, but last time someone was talking a bunch with everyone else, it was the other lady who died, who said, I'm Violet Sorrengail.
Nadine, I know, she like suddenly like, look at
Nadine's in every conversation.
And then boom, she's dead.
Yeah.
Imogen says, right, because we're capable of catching a griffin. Violet is just worried.
Uh-huh.
And Xaden is leaving, which also makes her sad. But he says, watch your back. I didn't have time to question every flyer about their intentions.
But it sounds like he tried to, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I made it
How is this conversation going?
I could. Mm-hmm. What are your intentions? What are your intentions?
Because, of course, if their intentions were, to harm, they would tell him, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then she thinks, as if his personal recommendation would help the lack of trust between our two colleges.
Right.
So she says back to him, you've already warned me. Don't die. I'll see you in a few days. And then he's gone. He's too far away from him to keep talking. Uh-huh. We also get Baylor here. He doesn't talk a lot, though. But he's here as well. Just to remind us that there was another first year in addition to Eric and Sloan and Vizia. I feel like there's more, too, but we still don't know their names somehow.
I feel like we might only be missing one more, though. Is there really more than 5? Because that would be Eric, Sloan, Vizia, Baylor.
I feel like she said there's 3 more I don't know the names of. And then she's like, oh, hi, Baylor. And I was like, you know his name. So I feel like there was 2 more. But I don't know. We can keep an eye on it in case it comes up again. Brennan is standing on top of a bunch of crossbolts and talking to everybody. And he's basically saying that the journey should take 12 hours. He's like, rest along the trail. Obviously, it's like so hard. It doesn't sound like she rests much throughout these chapters.
No, there's a line that said, like, we already braked this many times in an hour or whatever. And that was like near the end.
Yeah. So some writer says something like them pushing them off the cliff, and Brennan says, that question is exactly why you'll be going with them. Not only have the wing leaders been given the locations of the griffin traps to disarm them, but you need to learn some mutual respect and trust before you can be educated together. No rider will respect a cadet who hasn't crossed the parapet. Behold the parapet for them to cross. Serena's now talking to everybody. She says, like, if it was just ourselves, perhaps you could say this is not the same as a parapet. But then she says, but consider while you climb, while you decide if you'll truly accept flyers into your ranks, that while this trail is perfectly safe for humans, it's perilous for griffins. And ask yourself if you would risk the lives of your dragons climbing a trail built specifically to kill them into hostile territory. So anyways, she's basically saying, like, we're doing more than just putting ourselves at risk.
Yeah.
But then Taryn is such an amazing egotistical specimen. No. He says, because Violet's like, she's right, I wouldn't risk you. And he says, of course you wouldn't. Why would you when I'm quite capable of carrying you all over the world? And he's like, you did not bond the inferiority that are griffins. You bonded dragons. Take them for a walk and let them prove themselves.
Yeah, which is just like, whenever he says this, it's like, okay, like as if the Promish citizens had a choice, right?
They didn't.
It's
funny.
They are inferior, and I get that, but it's not like they could have just walked across the border and bonded a dragon. Okay, Taryn, like they're doing what they can do.
Yeah, because he says you were chosen by dragons, as if, like you said, they weren't. I know. I was thinking when I read this, I'm like, yeah, dragons are badass, and I'm thinking if our FMC was a griffin rider,
right,
we would probably still think dragons are cooler, but not dragons are cooler. Sure, we'd think they're probably more deadly and more whatever, but we would actually think the griffins were cooler.
Yeah, they'd be like, well, they're more loving, they're more warm, they're more like our companions, not our superiors. Or
yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some way it could be changed to really, really like the griffins. Yeah. So
also, we're not forced to die if we don't bond. Like,
that was my favorite story. Yeah, when they're all like, oh my god, you just die? And she's like, why?
No, you just get in the water and then you try again.
Like normal people. Not you weirdos that just like are like, let's see how many people can die. Like half of the freaking whole year is.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
Well, I guess they don't get to try again. It's not like
No,
they
they
only
just
get
get the one
try.
chance. But they don't die.
But they don't die. They can just go into a different unit, different whatever. Yeah, that was really fun. They were all like so impressed.
I loved it.
And then at the end, they were like,
I love it every time I read it. Okay, so they've been told they're going to each pair off with like a squad and a drift are going to each pair off, right?
yes.
And so then they're hoping that by the time they get to the top, they'll have some sort of partnership, which, you know, Riddick says, I highly doubt it. I also highly doubted it. But Taryn is like, we're going to be really close, right? Like only be a minute away. So have fun hiking. Because he realizes it's the cliffs on one side. So he's got all that space to fly. Now he can't like fly up really close to the cliffs, but he's still there.
Yeah, he can be pretty close.
Yeah. So then it says at the last line here before the page break, I hold him to it when we're given our assignment, Cat's Drift.
Yeah, I was like, Serena and Brennan definitely did that on purpose.
Why?
Because they're not...
Maybe Cat's Drift is the best drift. Well, it says right here, you'll be paired with a drift of equal strength.
Yes, but I think that they're hoping...
that they'll get along?
That they can get them into a more civil state because they are going to have to be working together.
Maybe.
I mean, obviously from like Violet's point of view, it's like, this is stupid, this would never work. But maybe from them, they're like, no, like we should try to get them to get along better. Because like, what's holding them apart? The fact that a man. Gosh, get over it. It's just a man.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it is Zayden. But...
If they did do that on purpose for that reason, I mean, it's very possible. It's very possible. But also, come on, guys. We don't need to add already to the hatred between the two. Cat.
It seems like they could just be like, well, we have one that's the second strongest. We'll just put them with it. It seems like they could have avoided it.
They could have if they wanted to. Okay, good. So now we're 3 hours later, and Violet is feeling the effects of this hike.
Yes.
She's with this other girl. Does it say it already here? Yeah. Marin the Flyer, who she's been paired with, right?
Yes, and I literally, oh my gosh. I mean, I only called it like 2 pages ahead, but I said at least she's not paired with Kat. Ree probably is.
Oh, really? That's great. Yeah, so she's with Marin. She says something like she likes her or something, except for the fact that Marin's best friend is Kat. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, we do find out that,
Yeah, it's pretty soon here. It was like, her hooded eyes meet mine without hesitance every time I look back, which earns my respect. But she's also Kat's best friend, which has me watching my back in more ways than one.
There you go. So yeah, Violet is definitely very, like, has a lot of attention on making sure that these Griffin Flyers and the Griffins are doing okay. Because Violet loves people. She just
doesn't want them to die.
She doesn't want them to die. She might be mad at them. She doesn't want them to die.
She doesn't want them to come, but she doesn't want them to die.
Yeah. We find out that the Griffin here is named Dahalair, but she's also called just Daha later, so we'll just call her Daha.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe Daja. Wait, isn't that the name of the tiger in Princess Jasmine's tiger?
Yeah. I
think this is Dajalair. Someone can let me know if they want to.
It's hard to say depending on the origin of it. If the J
is a
says the J
or
or not.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's Daja because that sounds really pretty.
That does.
So Dajalair, and they call her Daja. And she has an attitude, and I love it. See, I just love these little attitudes from these animals.
Yeah.
Anyways, Sloane also is relatively unhostile during this whole chapter.
Yes.
Towards Violet. Yeah. Not Dane. But anyways.
Well, fuck Dane, to be fair.
So she's Violet does say something about like, are you sure your griffin's okay? And the griffin like snaps its beak in her direction, and Violet's like, okay, got it, you're certain. And then Marin nods and says she's sure-footed and a little temperamental. So I just think the griffins are cute.
I do too. I'm like, oh, I want to pet a griffin.
Yeah, we do find out that if they do fall off at this point, they can just fly back up. It's not like they would die, but when they get up to the top, it would be harder. Like we hear later that like the griffins, because at that point they'll have they don't have a lot of oxygen basically, right, higher up, and they would not be able to have enough energy to flop their wings if they fell from the very higher places. But right now it'd be okay, right?
Yeah.
We find out that they mentioned something about the summit wing drifts. So those are the drifts that are best suited for altitude. They fly the summits of the Espen Range. So if you look at the Espen Range, that's up north.
Yes.
Between Poromiel and Navarre.
Yeah.
So we find out that there's drifts that are actually specifically able to handle the higher altitudes, which explains why those raids happened on those higher altitude places.
We got that in like battle brief number 1. Violet being like, how is this possible?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so unfortunately, these griffins do not seem to be accustomed to the altitude like the other ones are. Violet decides to have like a conversation with Marin about like, where are you from, all this kind of stuff. And then Marin says something about like, we all know about who you are and where you've been to Violet. And it says, you've been a hell of a ransom target. Honestly, most of us figured Ryerson would nab you after harvest his first year and gift you to us. When she said harvest, I was like, what? Harvest?
I literally was like, oh, okay, I guess like
They
she
must
means
have harvest.
fall.
Oh, really? I was confused.
Fall, end of summer, beginning, like
Yeah,
that's when you
sure.
would harvest, you know.
So you just thought it was a word for fall?
Yeah, well, because like they like in fantasies, like they won't say Christmas, they'll say You'll Miss or whatever. So
Yeah,
I'm like, I guess that's just fall.
That's funny. But Violet goes, harvest? Oh, you mean threshing. And that makes sense for the words threshing and harvest. It's funny.
Yes.
It's like, whatever you call it, when your dragons either kill you or choose you.
Yeah, calling it harvest is so funny though. Like they're harvesting you.
Yeah.
Like the dragons are harvesting the humans.
Yeah.
Very funny.
It is funny. And Sloane's like, oh, you mean our entire first year?
Yes.
On the dragons either killing you or choosing you.
That was a good line too.
Oh, yeah. So Marin says, imagine our surprise when he shows up ready to defend you to the death last year. And then Violet says, were you disappointed? And she shrugs and she's like, I was disappointed for Kat, but I wasn't exactly rooting for that toxicity any more than you would wish for your best friend. So she's basically saying that relationship Kat and Xaden
wasn't good.
Yeah.
And also it seemed like that they had, maybe Xaden had already ended it and maybe Kat was also then becoming obsessive and like crazy about it. Yeah, and that's also what she wanted to like, maybe this will make it stop.
Right.
And this is the confirmation here. She's the one up there with Kat, right? Your squad leader?
Yeah.
And I was like, I consider this confirmation that my theory is right. Until proven otherwise, I'm considering that right now Kat is up there being like, I'm the nicest and I'm the best. And I'm your new best friend, me, Kat.
Nice. Okay.
And maybe Ree will see through it, but maybe she's too good at it. I don't know.
We'll have to see. Well, Rhiannon apparently took Kat so that Kat wouldn't try to hurl Violet off the trail. And then Marin's like, she probably would have. And then she's like, she's a little, and she was apparently gonna say angry, but Violet says unhinged. No, Sloane says unhinged.
Yeah.
And then she says, hopefully she doesn't try any of her mind work on Rhiannon or she might find herself dangling off the edge. Rhea isn't someone to mess with.
I know, and I was just like, it just...
More to your theory there?
Well, it just makes me, yeah, I'm like, they're saying like, oh, that would never happen, and I'm like, that's what you like to say right before something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sloane looks at Violet because Violet was a little surprised, I guess, from her saying this. She says, shocked? Don't be. Liam didn't hate many people, but Kat was on that list.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I know.
It's easy to hate.
No. And so she's thinking it's because he and Xaden were fostered together, so he must have like heard stuff, met stuff. Oh, maybe just met her. I don't know. I guess he didn't have to hear anything, but
yeah. But probably met. I mean, maybe just through Xaden.
Yeah. Violet says, at least it's not just me you hate, to Sloane. And then she says, I don't hate you. It's hard to hate you when Liam didn't. And then she said, I'm in the October letters now.
I know, and I was just thinking, well, this is actually one way to resolve this that I somehow didn't predict. Like, I think my predictions for her solving this was like getting over this hatred is just like, how do I remember? Maybe just like eventually, you know what? I actually don't remember what I said, but I don't think I guessed that the letters would make her turn around.
Yeah, there's something about reading from your brother his whole adventure, not day by day, but maybe he was doing it, I don't know how often he was writing, but like seeing it unfold before you and understanding it better. At
least multiple times a month I'm in the October ones.
That's true.
I think, I think he even said that he
weekly?
wrote once a week. Yeah.
That's what I think it was too. That's what came to my mind. Yeah. But yeah, so because Violet's like, oh yeah, that's when he was forced to become my bodyguard. But Sloane says, we both knew my brother well enough to say for certain that no one forced him. I just wish Xaden had asked someone else.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but it's like, well, then someone else that you would have gotten close with that would have died. Like, Violet, you love everyone.
Well, Sloane just wishes someone.
Yes.
Oh, well, I know. No, she does.
She says, like,
does
me
too.
too.
But could she have... I know, but I mean, Liam was very special. I don't know if she would have loved
other
people
I really
as much.
think that, I think that Liam truly... Okay, so we know that Xaden already loved Violet when they first kissed. And we know that Liam was assigned to her after she was almost killed after threshing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they had kissed yet, but we're getting close to that timeline. And Liam being just like the best person ever and like just the most nice and the most kind and the most friendly. Maybe Xaden was like, it'll make her not hate the marked ones so much, and then maybe
She'll see
she'll
that
like
maybe
me.
we're actually good people. Oh,
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when they kissed, Liam was already, because remember,
Yeah.
he walked out the
I
door,
know.
saw him, and thought, I'm going to jump Liam's bones.
Yeah,
That
and then
doesn't
was
sound
like,
good.
"Oh, no, I can't."
And then goes back in her room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was during that time.
So it was, he did assign Liam before, but that's what he said, he was in love with her. But you must have had feelings before love. You can't just go from hate right to love.
Way
Maybe.
he came in just killing everybody in her room, there was
Yes.
more feeling. 'Cause
That's
he
what
could have
I'm
just been
saying.
like, wow, you guys are annoying. No, I don't know. He could have done
Yeah.
anything. He could have sent them to trial, but instead he like no second thought,
I
just
mean,
killed them all.
we got a POV chapter of Xaden right after threshing, and he was already thinking about her a lot.
Yeah.
And he was mad that Dane kissed her. So,
Yeah.
yes.
So maybe he fell in love with her when he kissed her, but he was in lust with her
He,
before that.
he had feelings. Yes, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe
That's
he
a good-
picked Liam. He was like,
It's the nicest
you
one.
know what? You'll win her over.
I mean, he also picked the best in the first year.
Yes.
Too.
And also someone that he, like, grew up with. There's
And
a lot of
trusted
things.
that would probably not try to screw. But I'm
That's
just
true.
saying.
That's true.
Like
It's like-
Liam was hands off, you know?
Yes. Although he did flirt with her, like, one
He
single
did. That was
time.
like one, yeah.
But it was a joke. They were just joking around.
Maybe. I don't know. Could it have gone there? I'm not sure. Would we all have enjoyed a Violet Liam?
Just, like, one.
Just one time? Okay, sorry. Back to this. There's a shout. We've got a big boulder flying down from up above. I guess some trap was triggered up above. The boulder's coming flying down. She's thinking she's going to try to move it with her magic, but it's a big ass boulder and it's coming out at her. So while she tries to do that, Taryn just comes by and flicks it with his morning star tail and just pulverizes it.
Yes.
They all get hit with pebbles.
Yes, I know. And then he's, like, annoyed at her. And she's like,
He like
wasn't
hovers right in front of her and like gives her a look like, what the fuck? And she's like, she says, what does she say? Like,
that wasn't my fault. I didn't slip. He's just like, it would be a shame to have gone through last year just to have you killed on a measly hike.
That's
She's
funny.
like, she's...
And then Marin's like, is it normal? And she's like, which part? Taryn saving my ass or being grumpy about it? Because yes, both are normal.
But that was actually not what she was asking at all.
No, she's like, when you walk the parapet, are rocks thrown at you? She's like, oh, no, you just have to cross it, which is harder than it sounds. What do you do to get chosen? So this is what we hear. She says,
Yeah.
they walk off the edge of Cliffsbane, look out over the river. It's a 30-foot deep river at that point, right? So
Yes.
it's very deep. They wait for the drifts to fly by. They jump. And if they land on one, then they get it. They bond.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what happens if you miss? Do the bodies float up on the shore? And she looks at them like, are you crazy? She's like, bodies? No one dies. It's just like cliff jumping. If we miss, we swim to shore dry, shake off the embarrassment, and pick another branch. So they have infantry and artillery.
You just swim to shore?
And she's like, and before you ask, it's you all who are the weird ones killing cadets on your conscription day. Which I would like to point out, though, they're killing their cadets consistently.
Yes,
Not
it's
just
not
conscription.
just-
I mean, it's just constantly. Like, we're just going to die a lot, guys.
Yes. That is completely true. And then I love Sloane, like, kind of trying to defend it. She's like, well, technically they're candidate. Only cadets when we cross. And Marin's like, well, that makes it better. Oh.
Sarcastically.
Oh, they're only candidates. We
Yeah,
can kill them.
whatever.
then.
Who cares
My
about them?
goodness.
You're not people.
Yeah, right. Clearly, apparently.
Anyways, so they feel this weird, she feels this like pulse of starbright energy coursing down the bond from Taryn, and then Sloane feels it and Marin feels it.
Marin feels it.
Mm-hmm.
Not connected to a dragon.
No.
So at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just like through the bond because Taryn feels something and then she feels it through him. But then Marin felt it and I was like, you know what? I knew the hatching grounds were important.
Magic.
This
Yeah.
makes it even more clear. It's like they're important. We are shifting energy. We are changing how it's structured. And now when she finally realizes it says Iron Flame, she's going to be so ready to raise those wards. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very interesting because the Griffins, obviously, they're a magical bond as well. And the Griffins and the Dragons used to work with each other. There's obviously a connection, a closer connection that we've,
But still,
experienced.
that it just means that, like, the range and power of that magic, like, spreading
I see.
out from that hatchling is, like, more than just a bit. More than just, oh, the dragons know because the dragons all are connected.
Oh, I see.
It's it's like a physical force.
It's
like,
a physical force.
coming out.
Right, because we find out here, so Arisha's first hatchling is chosen to emerge. He's not exactly happy about it.
But
He says
not
that
because he doesn't want them to be there, but because it alerted everyone.
yes, he says the hatchling's choice transforms the valley back into a hatching ground. It changes the magic every channeling creature, a creature that channels with magic, within a 4-hour flight of the valley will know. So they will have all gotten. But now we get this thing where she says, "Oh, that's just us.
Barely 4 hours.
We're on the edge of 3 hours." So she's saying that no one else is going to get it.
But it makes me think maybe that's not true. I mean, there's people
it's a weird
in
conversation.
Navarre. Like, I think she was like, well, don't worry. It's not like all of Chromiel knows. But it's like, well, a bunch of Navarians could know. It could help them locate where... I don't know.
Yeah.
It could help them locate exactly where in Arisha or where in... Tirandor they are.
It definitely also says something, but also aren't channeling creatures also
the venin and the wyverns?
Yeah, they're also channeling.
And if the wyverns are being sent around to scout,
they could be anywhere within that form. Yeah.
I know. I thought all of this too. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, it's still good. It's
still exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's establishing something new. So we have a page break. It's now the afternoon. Violet is totally exhausted.
Yeah.
And I think she's saying she's like dizzy and everything, you know?
Yeah.
There's a comment about some fights breaking out here and there. And, you know, they had to stop a few times to switch up where certain cadets and flyers were standing. Like they weren't working out. They're like, okay, switch you two, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
It's also very cloudy, so their visibility is not good at all. So they've really slowed down to a crawl. But she does check with Tarn how close they are, and he says perhaps 3 or 4 ascents to the top. So like more switchbacks, basically.
Yeah.
Going up.
Yeah.
Before they get there.
Which
and they said that the claw section, which is the only section before their section, has started cresting now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like much, but you know, we don't know how long.
It's the hardest part of the hike too.
And you don't know how long each switchback is.
That is true. We don't know for sure. I like how she asks because she's noticing that the griffin's exhausted. I don't know if it's here or I think it's here. Like they're talking about how like her and Marin and Luella's griffin, which is Sibyllaire maybe, possibly, are all drooping and dragging, and they have basically altitude sickness right now. The humans do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, can't you just pick them up in their claws like the crossbolts and fly them to the top? And he says they'll never tolerate the indignity of it. Besides, all they have to do is crest the cliffs. We have wagons waiting to carry the ones who will allow it. Yeah. Because they're not going to be able to fly. Once they get up there, they're going to be awfully high up, first of all, and they're going to be exhausted from the whole thing. They're not going to be able to fly. They might walk, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is... I keep on having to remind myself, they're not actually going up a mountain range. They're going up a cliff.
Just a cliff face. I mean, yeah, like straight up.
Yeah. And once they get to the top of the cliff, they're not now going down.
No.
They're there at the top, and they go straight, basically. I mean, maybe a little down, but...
Yeah, exactly. We do find out that this girl, Luella, the flyer ahead of them, and Vizia have been arguing and stuff, but they've gotten quieter, although Luella's also been throwing up, so she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
And that, like, Vizia's family was killed in the Somerton raid last year, and so, like, Marin's like, well, yeah, Llewellyn wasn't even a cadet at that time. Like, why is this her fault? And they're kind of like, well, I mean, if you were, you know, if the riders torched your city and then you're, like, with a different wing, is that suddenly going to make you okay being with them? Like, no.
No.
That's not how grief works, you know? Grief
and... Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get this mentioned a couple times, the flash of dragon wings through the fog and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically like they are still nearby, but the fog's gotten so thick that like we can barely see our dragons and they can probably barely see us, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we all of a sudden there's like a tension, and then you hear Dane yelling, "Not there, you'll trigger it." And Sloane's like, what the fuck is he doing here? Somewhere earlier, I think it mentions that Sloane was mad at Dane.
Yeah,
I jumped over that, but she was mad at Dane because of what Dane did. Of his part in Liam's death.
Yeah, she's not gotten over that part yet.
Yeah.
And I think, oh no, it's actually right here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It was like...
Says, it doesn't matter how many times I explained that Dane didn't understand the consequences of stealing my memories, Sloane still despises him. Oh, that's right. And then she says, there's an overwhelming part of me that still does too.
And I was just like, I'm glad I'm not alone.
You're like, me too.
Because same. Because it was not just about Liam's death. It's the whole way he acted in like all of book 1.
Yeah, I understand. So Dane is there. He's saying that there's like a pressure trigger. Like we don't know exactly where these things are going to get shot. We know it's in this space on this like, is it 6 feet maybe? I think it's like 6 feet space on this cliff, on this path, right? And somewhere they don't know how to get rid of the bolts, but somewhere bolts are going to shoot and hit somewhere in that area. So they can't step there, right?
Yeah.
So basically the idea is that they have to jump 5 or 6 feet across, which could be hard in a normal setting, but now you're exhausted from all this climbing.
Also, it seems like there's a switchback right near here, or maybe not, but either way, like, there's still the worry that you lose a bit of balance and you just fall off the cliff after your jump.
Yeah.
Like, you're also jumping.
There is a worry about that, because they do ask the Griffin at one point, like, if he can kind of like be a railing along that one side of the cliff.
Yeah.
You know, just in case they slip and stuff.
Yeah.
So we find out Luella is very small, right?
Yes, like the same size as Violet.
Yeah, there's Marin's like asking if she's okay because they're gonna have to jump across.
Right, and I was thinking here that either Marin or Luella were gonna die.
Okay.
That's what I thought right here. It was like, one of these two are not gonna make it through this.
Yeah.
We'll see. At the end of the chapter, no one's dead.
I know. They're just all
There's just like
weird danger.
Many of them could be about to die.
Be all dead for all we know.
They could all die.
Except for Violet, but we're pretty sure she's alive.
Yeah, no, that would be a weird rest
in the middle of Iron Flame.
We just switched to Kat's point of view.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, so we're worried about Luella. She's small. She's also had altitude sickness and she's throwing up and whatever. So both her and Violet are definitely going to have a harder time. So they're talking about how to do it. They're like, you know, can you throw us across and like whatever type of stuff, you know? And he's like, we've been doing it by running leap. Just make sure whoever's on the other side is like away so that you can not run into them, right?
Yeah, they can also like barely see the other side of this too.
Because of the clouds,
really dense fogs, yeah.
Yeah, Violet's really worried about her lightheadedness too. It's not so well. She also, so here's another dragon wing. She's saying like it's a brown. She's wondering if it's Atrum, but it's not. So they just, the dragons just finished carrying up all the crossbolts and were complaining about being treated as pack horses.
Yeah.
Sibby, which is Luella's, Griffin, jumps across and does make it.
Yay.
So he made it. And then we ask about him being a railing, which he basically says fine.
Yeah.
He reluctantly agrees. Izia jumps across and she's like, look, we can do it, or whatever. And Luella's like, she's 6 inches taller than us and not nearly as winded, but no offense. And no offense, you look like you're about to pass out, to Violet.
Yeah. And this is when she has her idea.
She thinks about the gauntlet. She's like, this is like the gauntlet. She's like, oh, remember what I did? So she basically, before Riddick jumps, she basically asks, like, can we use your sword? Can you like, basically gives him that idea of like, can you stick it into the cliff side so I can jump with it? But then Dane is like, no, use this one instead, and gives her a better one, which was very nice of him. Yes,
he also like knew what she was thinking before she actually said the plan.
Because he knows her really well.
So it does show that.
The reason he picks this other one is it's got a longer pommel, which is what they need, because they're not going to be jumping onto the edge that's going to cut their hand off.
They're going to hold on to the handle.
Yeah. So Riddick does it, right? He like climbs on like a little like monkey or mountain goat or whatever it is. And he manages to get it in there, and then Dane hands him a rock and he hammers it in and it gets in all the way, and there it is. And he like swings on it, which is scary because he's like, oh, let me see if I'm going to fall in this trigger area, and then swings himself over. Like suddenly we're like, okay, good. Now we have a solution, right?
Yeah.
So Violet does that. She does a little swing, flies across. She does make it.
Yay.
And then, I wanted to say I like how she says, I will not fucking die today. Because it's kind of like back to her mantra that she's used in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then Marin's still on the other side, right? Because she's with Luella, and she says, like, you can do it, you know? So Luella goes, she's hanging, but she's slipping. They're like, you can do it, move. So she starts swinging herself, and when she swings and flies up, she basically flies exactly where she was looking, and she was looking at Violet.
Yeah.
Runs into Violet.
Well, she also
lands just before the rope.
Which apparently is right where the trigger is, or is the whole place the trigger? Still unclear.
But she does, that's when she gets like freaks out and then lunges at Violet. So Violet manages to catch her.
Violet, you should have moved. Didn't they say move out of the way? I just want to say, I don't know if it's not a bit farther back.
True, because also Sibby would have been right there to catch her.
Yeah. Violet, don't be dumb.
Well, she opens her arms to catch her and then runs into Vizia. Basically, what ends up happening here is Vizia and Luella are hanging off the cliff holding onto Violet's arms.
Yes.
And her shoulder gets literally pulled out of socket. Vizia's got like a better... She's a bit more calmer than Luella. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it makes sense if you can live through what you've lived through already, the writer's quadrant.
She's like kicking.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Vizia's using one hand on the rock face and one hand on her arm to try to get some leverage, where Luella's just got both hands on her wrist and is just screaming and kicking and telling her to pull her up. So she's unfortunately not very helpful right now.
Yeah.
And then Sibby goes and plucks Vizia up, right? Pops her out of the way because she's trying to get to her rider, her flyer. But this point,
I guess I was like, okay, well, I guess
we got
Vizia's not
Vizia
gonna
in.
die.
But this point, she suddenly notices that Riddick
I know.
has 2 arrows piercing the side of his abdomen.
Yeah. So
And
now
he's
we have
staggering towards the wall. So he got shot.
We have Violet with an arm dislocated, like barely holding someone up from falling off the cliff.
And
we have Riddick with 2 arrows in him, and then this is where the chapter ends.
I know. He says, "I'm all right," as blood is trickling out of his mouth.
Uh-huh.
And then she screams up the cliff and says, "Brad!"
Yeah.
And then the chapter ends right there.
Yeah. I'm just like, no, like, obviously, like, Riddick cannot die. He must have enough plot armor to not die because it's Riddick, so he's not allowed to die.
Yeah.
So I assume, like, just Luella's gonna die. It's gonna be fine.
I mean, we just met her 2 pages ago.
Yeah, why do we care about Luella? Oh, gosh.
Anyways, it's funny, interesting chapters. Like, I actually hate the chapters of them going up this. I just hate them. I just find it very boring. Like, the first time reading it was fun. The second time I skim read it so fast. The third time, I think I skipped it. I think I just found the end of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know I just not my favorite.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've read it more like slowly and stuff. It's still not my favorite. I just don't like I don't like the cliff scene. I don't know. I don't like hiking.
You're like just imagining them walking.
I'm just, like, tired and I'm thirsty and I'm like, take a break. And I don't like, oh, man, more than anything, like the thing that scares me, like I get into terror the most is driving on the side of like those mountain drives where you're driving and there's like no railing and you can see down and that if you just skid off, that's the end of you. And I can feel that deep in my bones. So I do not enjoy these.
You don't want to hike on the edge of a cliff for 12 hours?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
That was like a day that I would enjoy the whole time.
Anyways, well, that's the end of those chapters. I guess your prediction is that Luella's going to die. I guess that was your main prediction. Oh, and then Kat is going to twist the mind of her friends. Those were your main predictions here, right?
And that Riddick is not going to die.
Oh, and
he's
that
not
one too.
allowed to die.
There you go.
Can't happen.
We will see because we will be reading these chapters next.
Yes. Thanks for listening, everyone. We have an Instagram and a Threads. Wow, my voice, you can really tell now that I'm doing the most talking.
Yeah.
It's First Wing Pod. You can follow us there. See the memes. If you're not in our Discord, you can see them there as well, though. The Discord is in the description of the episodes.
Because we have lovely people posting them for us.
And if you find great Fourth Wing memes up on your Tumblr or Google pages, you can send them to our Discord so we can use them. Thank you.
Yes, please join our Discord. It's fun. We did have someone join recently, although I don't think they've said anything yet. But
yeah, I mean, I prefer to be a lurker. I'm forced to talk.
I know. Yeah, I make her engage. Lurking is fun. Lurking is fun. It's allowed.
You're allowed to come lurk.
We don't have any reviews this time, but if you are listening and have not yet given us a review, we would love one. Feel free to go to Apple Podcasts and do it that way, or go on Spotify. You can obviously rate us on Spotify. You can leave a comment. If you're listening on any of the other things, I'm very sorry.
Follow our Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what you think about the podcast.
I do think someone once gave us a review via messaging. Messaging, whatever. What do you call it when they send you a message through Instagram? DM. Sure, that one.
Oh, so, yes. Yeah, we're still recording pretty back-to-back episodes right now.
Yep.
But yeah, leave us a review. We love them.
We do.
Okay, next episode we're going to cover chapters 44 and 45. Getting into the last half of this book. We're actually at the last third.
Yeah, it's getting close to the last quarter of the book. It's exciting.
Yay! I can't wait to end this book on a giant cliffhanger, which I assume is what's going to happen.
Oh, that's right. So Brianna's husband just finished Iron Flame recently, and he's like dying.
Yeah.
Because we all know why he's dying, everybody. Well, anybody here who's read the books.
Yeah,
sorry.
But I don't know.
Is that a spoiler to say there's a cliffhanger?
No, I always assume the second book of a series ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So anyways,
I
cannot wait for her to catch up to that point.
Yes. Okay, great. Join us next time, writers.
Bye.
Bye.